Hello and welcome to 5-Minute Math. Today we are looking at the 5th grade concept of area and perimeter as it relates to volume. This is standard 5.4H in the great state of Texas, and we are using item number 31 off the 2016 released STAAR test. If you have not done so already, please go ahead and take a moment to pause the video, work this problem out on your own, unpause it, and then we will look at our answers together. So we've got some boxes here. They are all rectangular prisms. The volume of the box is 168 cubic inches, so we need to find which of these would actually be 168 cubic inches. If we look on our mathematics chart, it actually gives us two different formulas. We can say volume equals length times width times height, or we can also say it's simply base times height. And notice there's no multiplication there. You just put the b and the h together, and this means multiply. So I'm going to use this second one simply because I like to chunk this out. So we need to find the area of the base. And so let's start with A. So I'm going to call the base here this bottom rectangular face. And you see I've got my length and my width. Right? So that is going to be 10 and 16. So I'm going to say my base equals my length times the width. So I'm just going to take my length and my width, and I'm just going to make that my base. So let's just do 10 times 16. So that's going to get me on A. Let's keep track of these over here. I'm going to get 160. Now I'm looking for 168. So the problem here, you look at A. A, if I were to add 8, I could get my 168. But the problem is we multiply. We take our bottom base and we multiply it by the height. You multiply all three. So actually what I need is I need to multiply 160 by 8. And that is going to get me 48. That's 8, that's 12. Ooh, 1280. So that's the actual cubic inches, or inches with a little 3 on A, so that is incorrect. Let's check B. I'm going to find the area of this bottom base right here, and that's going to be 4 times 7, so that's going to be 28. And then multiply by 10. That's going to be a little bit easier for me. As you can tell, we are just going to multiply by 10. We could just add a 0. That's what happens when you multiply by multiples of 10, 100, or 1,000. You just add a 0 there. And so that is going to be 280, which is not what I'm looking for. So that is also incorrect. Let's take a look at C. I need to find the area of my bottom base here. I've got 6 times 6. So this is 36. Now I need to multiply that by my height. So let's see what that looks like. Let's see, that's 14 times 36. So that's going to be 24. 6 times 1 is 6. Add the 2 is 8. So I've got 84 there. And that's 12. Add 3. Add the 1 is 4. So, well, it's a little bit closer than A, but still too big. 504. So I really hope my answer is D, because that is the final option here. So we're going to find the area of this bottom base here. So I've got my 7, I've got my 3. 7 times 3 makes 21. So I've got 21 square inches as the area on the bottom. Let's just go ahead and flip that upside down using the commutative property, which lets me flip the order of the factors. I want my 21 on top. I want my 8 on the bottom. And so 8 times 1 is 8. And then 8 times 2 is 16. So I've got my 168, which is what I'm looking for. Now there's two different ways I can write it. It says cubic inches, because when we're dealing with volume, we're dealing with little tiny cubes. How many little cubes, 1 inch all around, can we fit in there? Or you can also write 168 inches, and we also call this cubed. It's that little 3. Either one works. Your answer here is D.